to our 26th episode of Join Us at the Table. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Tatum. Today we're excited to have Nadia Barhoum and Covonne Page from Planting Justice with us. Nadia is currently the operations coordinator at Planting Justice and has been working with the team since 2020. Nadia is also the founder of Thoriya Seeds, a seed saving and land stewardship project designed to recover and reconnect ties to ancestral lands in Palestine and the Swana, Southwest Asia, and North Africa region. Covonne is currently the Aquaponics manager at Planting Justice and has worked with Planting Justice since 2020. Covonne is also a Sobrante Park local where the Planting Justice Nursery is located.
Planting Justice is a grassroots food justice organization founded in 2009, based in Oakland, California, with operations throughout the Bay Area. Planting Justice is an intersectional organization creating family-sustaining careers that cultivate food sovereignty, economic justice, and community healing. It seeks to address issues ranging from the underpayment of food workers to the lack of fresh produce in low-income neighborhoods.
So getting into it, Planting Justice has gained accolades throughout the country for its focus on providing a holistic reentry program for formerly incarcerated individuals. So for those unaware, hoping you guys could speak to how does Planting Justice approach this process and how has it changed over the years since it's developed?
Since I have been there, the reentry program, I'm a part of the reentry program actually. So um, as far as I know from as long as I've been there, they kind of approach it like just do like a word of mouth and just like certain people that know other people. And then I know they do work, our reentry coordinator works kind of close with the Inside Garden program. So it's kind of like that where some people from Inside Garden, some of us formerly incarcerated people from people they know that are about to get out of jail or somebody else that knows. And then like as far as how they go about it, I think I just answered that. But how it works, and I can just speak for me and some of the guys that I actually know in the program, is like, giving us a living wage and showing us how to propagate and cultivate and use some of these plants that a lot of us had no idea, and give us a place to be and work and have health insurance and all that without judgment. They actually bring us in and treat us like family and show us a lot of things and skills that a lot of us never had. So I think for the most part, that's how it kind of operates and how it has changed over the years since I have been there. It's like um, we're doing a lot more outreach. We're going a lot more places. We've a couple of guys have been honored and sent to the Warriors game. We've been to Alcatraz and just a lot of resources as far as housing and just a whole lot of different stuff just from when I first started to what it is now. But it's growing and it's getting bigger and it's helping a lot of us.
Could either of you talk a bit more about Planting Justice's local economic efforts and how they relate to the holistic reentry program?
Well, I think Covonne touched on some of that with providing people with living wage jobs. And I'm really working on a local grassroots level. So like Covonne said, it's like word of mouth and, being in touch with people on the inside. The Inside Garden program is a program that's operating in different prisons where they set up gardens and people on the inside learn skills about how to plant and maintain gardens. And so once they get out, Planting Justice is able to provide living wage jobs. And the nursery that we have in East Oakland and Sobrante Park is employing just mostly people from that neighborhood. So it's really become kind of like an economic hub for folks there. And then Covonne is the manager for the aquaponics farm that is just a few doors down. And so that's coming online soon, but that is going to be a site where they're going to be able to grow thousands of pounds of food and distribute it locally. And we have a mobile farmers market truck that is going to go and take the produce that we're growing and share it with the community. So there's a lot of different ways that we're doing this work, and we also have an ed program, and the ed team has youth internships. from people from Oakland Unified School District who are learning different skills about permaculture and propagation. So it's also part of the mission is empowering people who are formerly incarcerated, but also working to keep people out of prison. So being able to provide skills and pathways for people to stay in a path that is going to provide them a living wage job and different opportunities.
So my next question is, how do you see the program affecting both the mental and physical health of the employees as well as the surrounding community?
I work there, and I've been in that community for my entire life. My father, mother, everybody. So I'm like fifth or sixth generation in that same neighborhood. So from what I can see, and just with like a lot of us reentry guys, and like Nadia just explained, a lot of people that work at that actual nursery that's in East Oakland are from the neighborhood. So we kind of all know each other. So working with the people you know in the community that you grew up with, and also helping the community that you grew up in, it makes a lot of us happy. And we had lunch together. We see each other after work. A lot of us walk to work or ride our bikes. So it's just like a big family that we get to work with each other, but also feed our immediate families. But so I think for the mental health, like for me, like I don't want to work anywhere else. I've had other jobs, and it's like, but this is the place that I actually wake up happy to kind of go to work and see the people that I see every day anyway. So for the mental health, and then as far as the community, as of right now, we're doing a free fruit tree program for the Sobrani Park residents. So we're putting 4 free fruit trees in all the yards. And so people are excited to get the trees in their yards. We actually go back and take care of them. They come to the nursery where we work. We have a community garden where they can pick fresh produce for free. So I think Planet Justice as a whole, and being involved in that community is like one of the most positive things I have seen in that neighborhood in a very long time.
Covonne, tell them about the Black Sobrani Park Community Healing Council.
Oh, okay. So me and a couple of the other guys from the neighborhood, Planet Justice actually fiscally sponsored our own nonprofit to further help the community with some of the issues that arise around there, past just like produce and other things. So us and Planet Justice, we work really closely together to actually help the neighborhood even further. So that's another big thing Planet Justice has done for our community and also us.
Awesome. So moving towards how planting justice, as you were just saying, connects with the broader community in terms of moving into food sovereignty, why do you think it's important, and what is the benefit of empowering people to grow their own food in said community?
Well, I know for sure, like in that community, it's nothing healthy in miles from around there. You got to go pretty far out, and the closest thing to there is a liquor store. So a lot of the kids, a lot of us, we eat poorly. So, which causes a lot of health problems. Like me, myself, I have high blood pressure. It's probably due to all the crappy stuff we eat, right? But I think with the tree program, dating back to when I was younger, it used to be a lot of fruit trees in that neighborhood, which they're all gone. So now with Planet Justice being in the neighborhood, and people come pick the fresh vegetables, and they can buy them and plant them in their yard with us planting the trees, and in the aquaponics form being able to push out so much organic produce for the community. I think with that alone can help that neighborhood for one come together, because back when I was small, people would get different fruits and vegetables out of different people's yards to make certain stuff and share food. And, I'll make this, you make this, and come together and do things like that. And so far, just with the tree planting program and some of the vegetables, a lot of the neighbors that I know and people that I've been knowing are starting to garden and have these vegetables and fruits back in their yards.
Part of Planting Justice's work has been partnering with Segurite Land Trust, which is a women-led Native they're working to rematriate land back to the Native community of the Bay Area, and Planting Justice partnered with them and is working to rematriate land to Segorite. And I think that that's something too that is so intertwined with what our idea of food sovereignty is, especially in this country, is understanding the lands that we live on and who are the first peoples of these lands, and how can we work to rematriate lands to them and restore that knowledge that they hold about how to be in right relationship with the land, and teach us what the ways are. And that's like in partnership with, the local community that's living there in Sabrani Park and anywhere really. But I think it goes big to like the history of the US, and how was this country built? It was built by chattel slavery and genocide. And so what are we doing today to actually create a system that empowers those people who have been marginalized, who have been, victims of a lot of injustices, and creating ways for them to teach us what it means to live and be healthy and build community. So I think, that's a part of food sovereignty that we're trying to also bring back to the conversation.
So in light of everything you just mentioned in terms of community outreach, connecting with building that community in Sabrante Park and establishing different fruit trees and food trucks throughout the community, what other ways is Planting Justice encouraging people to get involved with the local food system? Are there different teaching opportunities for the community, stuff along those lines going on as well?
Start at the nursery alone. They teach any community member that comes that wants to learn propagating and grafting, a ton of different skills that goes hand in hand with the plants. And along with going to the local schools with some of these plants, and like doing smoothies and youth internship down there, actually showing these kids how to cook certain things with some of the vegetables and fruit that we grow. So that's one part I see on a daily basis there. Actually showing community members how to do a lot of these things, and also showing the youth how to do a lot of these things with the vegetables. And like Nadia just mentioned with Segorite, showing us like how some of these herbs and certain plants are used as medicine also. So that's what I kind of just on a daily basis, right and spreading part.
I also want to mention too the other programs that we have and sites. So we have in El Sabrante, which is a city, west of Richmond, north of Berkeley. We have a 4-acre mother farm, and there we're growing over 1,200 varieties of fruit trees, shrubs, and vines. And that's the site of where we're growing all of these different plants and using the cuttings and scion wood from those plants to propagate and cultivate at the East Oakland Nursery. So it's like a full circle ecosystem that we're creating. And the farm itself is also, built in a more designed in a more sustainable way. It's on a slope and there's swales, so the ways that catches water and also filters water towards the watershed that is in the creek below. And we're also building out a retail, it's called The Good Table, and it is a commercial kitchen, retail nursery, and community space, and pay what you can cafe. So we're creating another site for people to be able to buy plants and start growing their own food, and then also space for people to come and get together. It's in partnership with a church, so yeah, there's a lot of different things that are kind of coming to life now at Planting Justice.
That really speaks to the importance of organizations such as Planting Justice and what they can really do for communities that don't have access to grocery stores or typical nutritious food sources. So You kind of answered my next question, which was what is in store for the future of planting justice, but is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Well, I know for Sovereignty Park, because like I said, I don't deal too much with all the other programs. Nadia's more knowledgeable about some of the other ones. But as far as Sovereignty Park, the future with Planning Justice and what she just told you with the organization that help us start, they're actually helping us get more involved in some of the local parks around there and getting some of those back open and trees planted in those. So, like I said, Planning Justice plays a vital part in helping us help our community. Also, they're involved in trying to get another park open in the community in a space where people can actually come get the produce and all that, like up in front of the neighborhood. So people who might not know about Planet Justice and are not actually from Serenity, when they kind of like drive by, can actually get that access to the fresh produce also.
And I think once those other sites, are actually up and running, they'll also be kind of, places where people can have more living wage jobs. So it's just kind of expanding the impact of, the vision and mission of the organization. And there's another site in Sacramento that's also underway. So it's really like we're really building out a lot of different infrastructure right now in order to have like bigger scale and create more jobs and more opportunities for people and communities that oftentimes are overlooked.
Awesome. Well, all that sounds like a very positive direction for Planting Justice to move forward. But just on a day-to-day operation, just to close out here, I was hoping that you could each tell us sort of what do the daily operations at Planting Justice look like in each of these different sectors that you're involved in, and just on an organizational basis, what is sort of that day-to-day look like?
Well, I can start on the day to day with the Serenity Park Nursery. So the day to day on the Serenity Park Nursery and also the aquaponics is still being built. So I'll start there. So we're doing a lot of cleanup, demolition to get it prepared for the aquaponics farm. But if we just move a few feet down the street, which is the Planet Justice Nursery, the day to day there is weed and watering, propagating, grafting, um, um, like I said, youth programs, dealing with the community, helping the community, shipping plants, because we also ship plants to all 50 states. So we ship plants all across America. And so the day to day there is pretty hectic, but it's like I said, you're working with people you know, and you actually work for a place that you can tell that doesn't just treat you like a number, that actually cares and invest in the people. So that's kind of pretty much the day to day at the nursery and the aquaponics. And like I said, I'll let Nadia speak to the other programs.
I mean, for me personally, it's a lot of meetings and emails because I'm doing operations work. But also, going to the different sites and checking in with folks where they might need support. At the farm right now, they're just finishing up pruning all the different trees to send over the nursery so they can propagate them and get them ready to become their own trees and plants. And at the Good Table, it's also, a lot of construction work that's happening. And we're always responding to different community calls and outreach too. I mean, people like you who are reaching out to us and wanting to hear from us or get involved in different ways. So there's a lot of moving parts, and so I feel like in the operations team are really just kind of trying to gracefully respond to all the different pieces that are happening simultaneously, and give the organization a really solid structure so that all the other programs can operate more efficiently with all the support that they need. And the education program is working in a few different schools in Oakland Unified School District with like a culinary class, a nutrition class. They have a youth internship at the nursery. And yeah, there's many different programs that are happening, and you can find out more on our website too. I feel like it's a good resource. I'm gonna plug also, if you all need plants, you all wanna grow anything, you can check out our shop. We ship nationwide with some like really rare varieties of fruit trees and plants and shrubs and vines. And we also have a capital campaign right now for the aquaponics site and all the different kind of infrastructural projects that are underway. And so you can see that on our website too and donate. And if you can't donate, that's fine, because we also accept a lot of volunteers to come through and help us out. Every month at the Good Table, we have a volunteer day. The farm in El Sobrante also has volunteers coming out on a weekly basis. And the nursery also has volunteers coming, helping out. I'm sure Covonne is going to want to have volunteers come out to the aquaponics site sometime soon. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to get involved in our work.
Awesome. Well, that all sounds great. I think that is a great place to wrap up, and people can get involved at plantingjustice.com. So today we've really enjoyed our chat and appreciate the insights that both of you have shared. And like I just said, you can find more information about Planting Justice's mission and how to get involved on their website.
And it's plantingjustice.org.
I was just about to say that.
Well, we really hope that you've enjoyed this this week's session of Join Us at the Table. We will post the link to their website, plantingjustice.org, as well as their social media platforms. And if you'd like to view more episodes of Join Us at the Table, we will link our CFIE website. Thank you so much.